really efficient. So Winchester come out with what they call the 1866. These are two 1866s, carbine and rifle. They're chambered. An interesting thing about the model 1866 is one thing that makes it different from all the other models they brought out is they numbered those Henrys. They made about 12,000 of them. And when they come to the 1866, they just kept numbering them. They never changed it like the other models. These two are unique because what makes a 66 unique is if they were made before Custer went down in 76. Both these were. Also, this ushered in another thing. One of the most popular revolvers in the Civil War was 1860 Colt. This one was made about 61. Well, right after the war, there was a gunsmith at Colt that his name was Richards, and he figured out a way to convert these to cartridge. They were percussion, like the 1851s. Here's a sheriff's model made with a hacksaw, looks like, that you can see is percussion. But they were popular with law enforcement just in towns. But you see those nickels they use for the primer. And then this, of course, is more like our modern revolver. Something really interesting about this revolver is I always thought Bill Ruger invented that floating firing pin for single action. Not so. Richards did. This has a floating single firing pin. So you could have just a revolver and a rifle and have one that kind of ammunition. They both shot 44 Henry rimfires. Very handy for cowboys or anybody else out on the range. Once in a while there could be a mix-up, but if you only had one cartridge, it really helped out. Now, I hope I don't forget anything. My wife's always cussing me because I'm forgetting stuff, and I says, "Dear, when you know as much as I do, you can't remember it all." And so I might have to go back and forth a little bit. Okay. Needless to say, that wasn't a good idea. But in 1873, we had a big change in manufacturing that it lasted for several years. Winchester improved the 66 and come out with the 73. It's a little stronger inside, quite a little bit better gun. Here's a rifle and a carbine. And also, when they brought that out, they come out with a 4440 cartridge that was a little better ballistically, and the 45 long Colt than had been. It was quite a bit more powerful than 44 Henry rimfire. Also, that year, here's a Colt came out with a single action army. The Army immediately adopted it in 45 long Colt. Then, as in the next few years, they come out with more cartridges. They were also adopted into rifles. This is a 5.5-inch barrel version. This is a 4 5/8 barrel version. Here we're going to skip ahead another 20 years. Butch Cassidy's Colt revolver that he turned in and just a couple of years ago sold for $175,000 was just like this with that Mexican eagle on it, on the grip. And it was in 45 like this. Now, those three are smokeless powders, so they were made after 1897 or so. And I'd explained to folks that the main difference, besides a little bit of internal workings, is the cylinder latch. Here's the pin, but the screw that holds the cylinder latch pin in on the black powder's in the bottom. In a smokeless, it runs through the side, just like it does today. They changed that in 1897 or so. Also,